Alright, so we are here in Stormworks, and this is a little follow-up video just kind of showing the showcase and everything, and progress of my helicopter so far. As you can see, the microcontrollers are stacking up on the back. I have to hide those away still. Quite a bit of progress. Started hiding a few of the ones I don't need. We do have a ramp control button back here, so we can go up and down and all that fun stuff. It raises the back up just a touch and then it stops, and that is just enough for us to walk under without having to crouch, which is nice. And then we got more ramp control buttons up here, so we can close it up nice. Definitely a little bit more finished kind of feel in here, still no roof and all that. We do have more storage for other attachments and things, so we do have winches all around. So you can actually go and bring in connectors, magnets, all that fun stuff. And then there's one extra here for the hoist, or the harness, so that you can actually connect that back here as well. Same kind of back, everything up here. I did make it so that the seats could fold back, so that we have even more room. I know it's dark in here, we do actually have lights. So you have a little bit more walking around room and all that fun stuff, or you can just bring in the seats and have normal seating. We can turn on the avionics, and we have a little below camera, which you can't see right now because it's on the bottom, and we are currently landed. We have infrared. We also have controls for the side winch, and we have controls for the low winch. We can also open up the door here, and then grab this. This is still working, so we can bring that up whenever we want, or we can just put it there and kind of push it over, close the door. Come on, get out. There we go. And we'll close that up. There we go. We can go ahead and climb on in. We do have lights. We have dome and cabin. We can change the brightness. We can change the brightness in the back. We also have night vision, so we can change it to night. We can go and turn that off because that's a little bit annoying after a bit. Don't have backlights, don't have emergency brakes, or lights, sorry. We do have a lot of our other lights. I think most of them are all done. So we do have our strobes and all that fun stuff. We've also got our landing. We can turn that off. We've got our hoist light. We've got a battery that does work, but none of it's actually connected. External power will work. It's already hooked up. We just need the little GPU for it. Fuel valves and everything, so the startup is still just on the fuel valves. We do have our little seatbelt sign, which our SAR helicopter does actually have, which is kind of fun. Generators work, APU works, everything works, all of our hydraulics work, anti-ice system works. We can turn on our mains. We do have heating. Our displays still aren't finished yet, but we have landing gear, we have parking brake. I want to do range here. We have control lock. We can also change control, but primary is on the right. I moved the HUDs over so you can actually see because they were kind of right in your line of sight. Then if you press 4, it'll actually come out right in front of you and it'll show you the distance to ground and a little artificial horizon showing you where the ground actually is. We can go ahead and get that back. Go ahead and start it up. We'll get the hoist light off. There we go. Alright, so there we are started up. We do also have winch controls on this seat, so we can go ahead and bring it up, bring it down, and it does automatically slow down the closer it gets to the very top, but it is quite quick because obviously it can go down quite far and you don't want to be waiting forever. So we've got it over to flight. We can go ahead, all of our autopilot works, so we can go ahead and go up. We can go ahead and get our landing gear up, and it is up. We can do our current altitude hold and position hold, and that will hold us exactly in the same spot. I've not had an issue with it. It's tuned in quite well. Our autopilot does work. I had some help with the PID from Thad. He showed me how to do a Lua PID, and it is a lot better because I was having a few issues with it. So I'm very grateful to that. Let's see, parking brake, everything works. We do have flares, they all work, so we can do smoke, or we have normal flare. I do want to change how far they go, the muzzle velocity, because they don't need to go that far. Let's see, yeah, everything else is good and works. So we can go ahead and flip that off, and if you have current altitude on, then you flip it over to altitude hold, it'll flip it over, and vice versa, so you can only have one on at a time. Same with position hold and GPS, it won't turn on unless you turn position hold off. There you go. So we can go ahead and go flying around. It is nice not having this HUD right in your way, because you kind of have to look above it sometimes, especially if you're trying to go somewhere. But it does control quite nice now. I've been working a lot on the screens, so we have a couple of screens here that you can actually work with now. These aren't them. This one's quite far to being done. I have to do these and then the table for the warnings. So I have to figure that out. Let's see, I think that's it. And then I want to show up the cautions here. Clear warnings, silence warnings, so there will be a buzzer if you get any really bad warnings. And you can just turn it off. That'll be for like low fuel and things like that. But yeah, I think it's coming along quite nicely. I'm really happy with this. I've got a map on the next screen. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do for the rest. I think there's only 5 buttons to flip it over on the newest version. And then I have lock control, so nobody else can take control or anything like that. Just kind of another feature. But yeah, so we can go ahead and we'll actually bring it down a little bit. And we'll just go somewhere where I think the winches can hold it. So we'll do current altitude hold, and we'll do position hold. We can go ahead and get back in the medic, and make our way back down. I am going to put distance and things on the other monitors, because it is very useful, but as you can see, we're staying incredibly still, which is my entire goal. Because I want to be able to trust the system and be able to leave it and come back and know that it's not moving a lot. We can turn up the wind as well. It will rotate sometimes. It always wants to be kind of head in the wind. So it will rotate a little bit, and then it tries to figure it out. And then it actually gets time. I just flipped it over in a second, so it's definitely going to take a second to figure it out. But as you can see, we're moving back over to our waypoint now. Which is basically where I press the button, and then it will stay nice and stationary. And it's pretty consistent, so it's pretty good in wind generally, which is nice to have. I'm not sure if I'm going to add a heavy lift mode or not. It's going to go through a lot more fuel, and I don't know if I want to be able to change all of my values and stuff to add that. There we go. And we can hop back in, and it's easy as that. But yeah, so I'm pretty happy with it so far still. The monitors are getting there. I'll be very happy once that's done. That's like the main thing in my way right now. Once I get that done, I can really finish things up and hide the microcontrollers. And then once I hide the microcontrollers, I can finish all the little final details and things like that, and really make this thing look a lot better. But yeah, so we'll end it there. I'm quite happy with how it's coming, and make sure to follow if you want to see the future progress and all of that fun stuff on the helicopter.